What is the real cost of war, and what happens when politics and conflict collide? A new report by the Bank of Israel puts a staggering price tag on Israel's ongoing wars, $12 billion between 2023 and 2026. This includes military operations in Gaza, Lebanon, and even the brief but intense confrontation with Iran. And that figure may still be conservative, because it excludes the latest escalation after February 2026, meaning the real cost could climb even higher. The economic strain is already visible. Israel's debt-to-GDP ratio, currently around 68%, is projected to rise to 72% by 2030. At the same time, the economy has taken repeated hits: mass military mobilization, falling tourism, disrupted businesses, and rising security spending. Finance Minister Bezalel Smotrich has warned that war-related shutdowns have cost the economy over $3 billion per week at peak intensity. But beyond the battlefield and the balance sheet, there's a political storm brewing. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is still fighting a long-running corruption trial that has deeply divided Israeli society. He faces charges in 3 major cases. Case 1000, accused of accepting expensive gifts like cigars and champagne from wealthy businessmen in exchange for political favors. Case 2000, allegedly negotiating with a newspaper publisher for more favorable coverage in return for limiting a rival publication. Case 4000, the most serious, accused of granting regulatory benefits worth hundreds of millions of dollars to a telecom giant in exchange for positive media coverage on a news website linked to the company. Netanyahu has denied all charges and seeks presidential pardon, which so far has not been granted after multiple requests. But the proceedings have dragged on for years, with court appearances continuing even during wartime. Critics argue that the timing of prolonged military operations raises difficult questions. However, Netanyahu still strikes a defiant tone as operations in Lebanon continue.
We are about to overcome the southern Lebanon town of Bint Jbeil. We are, in effect, about to eliminate this great stronghold of Hezbollah. At the same time, I gave instructions to the IDF yesterday to continue to widening the security zone and to also spread it eastward toward the slopes of Mount Hermon, so that we can better assist our Druze brothers in their time of distress. Concurrently, we are conducting negotiations with Lebanon. These negotiations have not taken place for 40 years or more. They are taking place now because we are very strong, and the countries are coming to us, not just Lebanon. In the negotiations with Lebanon, there are 2 central goals. First, the disarming of Hezbollah, and second, a sustainable peace. Peace through strength.
Is the war purely strategic or also political? Some analysts suggest that ongoing conflict helps delay political reckoning, keeping Netanyahu in power while legal battles remain unresolved. At the same time, Israel's economy continues to absorb shock after shock. Tens of thousands of reservists remain deployed. Foreign investors are growing cautious, and reconstruction costs from repeated strikes are mounting. Globally, the impact is spreading. Instability in the region has rattled markets, disrupted energy flows, and increased geopolitical risk across West Asia. Back home, Israelis are facing a tough reality: higher debt, possible tax hikes, and a prolonged period of economic uncertainty. Because modern wars don't just drain military resources, they test political systems, economic resilience, and public trust. And in Israel today, all 3 are under pressure. The bigger question now is not just how long the war will last, but whether the country can sustain both a costly conflict and a deepening political crisis at the same time.
If you like this video, then like, share, and subscribe to Mirror Now.